right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley's over there. We're celebrating a Friday. It's exciting because, I know, woo-wee! Everybody's all thrilled that Friday's finally upon us. Big weekend, lots of sunshine out there. But I'm going to start off with today's burning question.
Okay.
That was a dramatic pause. How'd you like that?
That's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your question.
You could have been a little more dramatic. Let's try it again.
Okay, I said.
All right, you ready? We're going to start off today with today's burning question. I know, right? See? That was good. See, that's a little better. We can work on that drama. All right, so today's burning question is tell me one thing about you that nobody else knows that's really quirky and you always do.
That's really quirky. Some people would say I've got an unlimited amount of quirks. I don't find things that I do necessarily quirky, but God, you're putting me on the spot here. I'm trying to think.
What's the idea? I'll tell you what you think. I'll tell you what mine is.
Okay, What do you? Okay. You tell me what yours is first.
My weird, quirkiest thing ever is every time I get on an airplane, I drink tomato juice.
Why? Was it one of those things that you can't not do?
The first flight I ever took, I was about 12. We went down to Orlando, and for some reason, I ordered tomato juice. Every airplane I've been on since, I've had tomato juice.
Do you think you consuming tomato juice is your way of making sure the plane does not crash?
I have no idea. It's
just
like
subconscious.
It's a subconscious thing. It's okay, it worked that time. I might as well do it again. I have had a tomato juice on every flight I've ever been on. That's weird.
I have a flight-related one, but I haven't been on a flight in 13, 14 years. But I will tell you what I have always carried with me every flight.
Which is?
It was just a little copy of the New Testament in my back pocket, just in case.
Really?
That's the reason. See, my head goes immediately to plane crash. Because I understand how crazy it is to worry about a plane crashing because it's the safest form of travel.
Right.
I'm far more likely to die on my way into work every single morning.
Every single morning.
Every single morning, I take my life in my hands. And I've had some close calls.
Right.
With cars coming at me from the other side where literally I could have died and it would have been, that would have been it. But yeah, it's an irrational fear I have. So yeah, I've always done that. Copy that. I wouldn't consider that quirky, but when I think of my quirks, is taking a bubble bath every night a quirk before bed.
You gotta get cleaned up.
That's quirky. You got to be clean. Is wearing flip flops every Friday from May until October. Is that quirky?
Very quirky.
I don't think that's quirky. I really don't think. I don't think I have. People think I'm in general quirky, but I don't find a lot of behaviors, a lot of things that I do necessarily correspond to that.
Okay.
I could be wrong. If you've noticed something that I do all the time that you think is odd or weird or off-putting, whatever, what would you say? Is there anything you've noticed about me that I do all the time?
Oh, yeah.
Like what? Okay, go ahead.
You pass blame.
Pass blood. That's no.
You name it. You name it on anything, and the first thing out of your pie hole is always it wasn't me.
Because it wasn't.
Without fail, 100%.
Because
without fail, no matter what happened, it wasn't me.
It all depends on it. Well, the few instances that it is me, I copped it. Like, oh, I didn't do that, or I forgot to do that, or I must have, or I did this. Usually that's something technologically related where I don't know how that happened, and I do one of these things. You automatically think because I'm not exactly what you would call tech savvy.
Well,
you tend to,
You also grew up in the Brady Bunch, and I'm sure that as soon as you could pass the buck and get somebody else's ass beat when you were a kid, you did that as quick as you could.
No question. If my mom could put the yardstick to my brother Mike instead of me, yeah. Wash his mouth out. He's the one who said it. He said it.
He said the bad swears.
He said the bad swears.
So, all right.
They
Well, I
can
just
eat the
thought
lima
maybe you had
bean.
one on the top of your head that you could come
I
up
did.
with.
You know, I'd really. That's a really good question, and maybe on Monday I will have come up with something quirky.
All right,
that
kick
I
it
did.
around. See if you can come up with a
All
quirk
right.
that something that's weird that you. For me, it's a tomato. I never drink tomato
Yeah.
juice anywhere else.
Yeah, that's.
But get on an airplane, they come by with that drink cart.
Mhm.
Give me a tomato juice.
I went through a screwdriver phase for a while,
Oh well,
where I
what a surprise.
constantly drank screwdrivers, but only in the summertime, spring and summer. It's like a specific. But even that, I don't find necessarily weird. Now,
Right.
now I'm almost. Now I'm just a Scotch and
White Claw.
other drink, White Claw man. Scotch and White Claw. Switch
Right.
back and forth. That's what men do.
That's what they do.
Anyway,
Do your
ready?
thing.
Let's get into it. Leonardo DiCaprio and Madonna are speaking out against the huge fires blazing through the Brazilian rainforest. More than half of those fires are in the Amazon region. Madonna, well, she is imploring the Brazilian president to change your policies to help not only your country, but the planet. DiCaprio urged his followers to donate to campaigns that understand the so-called the climate crisis. So both Madonna and DiCaprio, they're firmly against forest fires. They're anti-fire. So congratulations. Way to take on forest fires. God bless you. You're truly American heroes, and you're doing the Lord's work. Moving on. Canada is becoming an ironic hotspot for tourists from the United States. More than 12 million U.S. residents visited their northern neighbors in the first half of 2019. That's the highest number since 2007. I've never been to Canada.
Oh no.
I'm 47 years old. I've lived in Michigan 46 of those 47 years, and I have not once traveled north of Canada. Not once.
Canada's a fun place to go to.
I've never been to the UP.
Wow.
I've never seen the Mackinac Bridge.
Wow.
I'm not even sure it's there.
It's there.
Could just be a rumor.
I've been
pictures.
to Niagara Falls a couple of times. I like Niagara Falls.
Mhm.
When
Is
I
that
went
where
as
you
a
met,
kid, Niagara Falls was real touristy.
Yeah.
And the last time I went to Niagara Falls, it had really exploded. Really touristy still, but super high end casinos and really nice, right? And back when I went there, it was like Ripley's Believe It or Not and all the other tourist trap crap that you go everywhere. So Niagara Falls is great. You should really go there.
Okay.
Really a fun place. You should take Max. And I'll tell you what, here's the thing. On your way to Niagara Falls, you take a quick stop for a few hours and you go to this place called the African Lion Safari, which it's like a zoo that you drive through.
Mhm.
The animals are free, and you go through.
Oh, you can take
car.
them?
Huh?
We can take the animals?
No, you can't
You said
take
the
them,
animals
but
are free,
they're
so
not
you
in
take 'em, put 'em
cages.
in the car? Oh.
So you got monkeys crawling all over your car. You got ostriches trying to peek in, and it's great. So do that. Take Max to Niagara Falls. You need to do that.
Well,
the other time I went to Canada, I took a couple of busloads of listeners up to Searchmont when I was back in the KLQ days. 3 days up there, and I ski vacation, had some fun up in Canada. 3 busloads of listeners all ready to ski. Everybody had a great time. We come back into town, and every freaking single thing about KLQ was changed while I was gone, and I got fired.
Oh, man.
There
So
wasn't
you
even a
have
piece
positive-
of letterhead left with the old logo on it when I got back.
So you have positive and negative experiences involving.
Well, actually, you know what? Even the positive of
Canada.
Searchmont was I was the chaperone of these 3 buses, right? So we stopped at the duty free on the way back, and I went into the duty free and I explained to the guy, I'm like, I'm the chaperone, tell me what the rules are. And he says they can get a carton of cigarettes, a case of beer, and a bottle of booze.
Oh,
And
okay,
then you
cool.
come see me afterwards. And I said to the guy, I said, okay. So I go back in, everybody's back on the buses. I said, okay, we're done. What do I need to do to settle up with you? He goes, nothing. You got $400 credit. What? So as the chaperone, I got to get a carton of cigarettes, a case of a bottle of booze, and a case of beer. I picked up the most expensive bottle of cognac I could get and nipped on that for a while. I got a case of Molson Triple X, which was the highest alcohol content beer you could get, and I left the cigarettes there. I didn't need cigarettes. So.
Of course not.
Hey, thanks for the free liquor, Canada. See you next time.
I'll make a mental note to eventually.
You got to take Max there. You got to take him to Niagara Falls, man. You really do. It's remarkable to see. Made in the Mist, all that fun stuff you can do as a kid. You'll love it.
All right, sounds like a tentative plan I'm never going to enact, but
of course not.
Who knows? Finally, former Muskegon Big Red Tyree Jackson expected to take the field at Ford Field tonight against the Lions in preseason action. The Buffalo Bills free agent QB played his college ball at Buffalo. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. So let's see if he gets some good playing time. And who knows, he may end up being the starting quarterback before all is said and done. So,
I'll take it.
Anyway. All right. Other sports, I believe the Tigers lost to Houston yesterday. Do we even need to bother?
Yeah.
Do I have to do I need to give scores for the Tigers anymore? It's been over for a while.
Biggest upset in 15 years in baseball yesterday night. And
it doesn't matter, though. They're not going anywhere. They're terrible.
Yeah, it matters. Come on.
They don't give you any enjoyment. They destroy your will to live during the summertime.
No, that's the Lions.
It's fortunate that exactly. You know what? They don't, because it's the summertime. They're kind of a, that what's the thing out of the corner of your eye? What kind of vision you have? Your peripheral. They're a peripheral team. You don't really notice them. Anyway, that's sports.
Have yourself a great weekend. Go get liquored up or do whatever you got to do, and I'll talk to you back here Monday.
Scotch and White Claw.
See you, man.